Welcome to the Redvee TV Instant Reaction, supported by Chapel House Cars for the 2024 season. Following St Helens' 40 points to 20 defeat here at Craven Park on this Saturday afternoon. Somebody sent us a message, Kev. It looked like dads versus lads at the end there. We were beaten all over the park, soundly, in every position on the field.
It's hard to disagree with that, isn't it? Yeah, first half I thought it was a pretty even contest, but then in the second half I'm not sure we really got into it. And as you say, we just got roundly beaten. It's one of them days that you've got to chalk down to Hull KR were the better team by far and away for the whole 80 minutes and thoroughly deserved their win.
You'd hope if you come away here and you're getting 20 points on the board, you're going to be and put yourselves in with a chance of winning. Our points look like coming when we get close to their line. That's the only. But we never looked dangerous from deep. We lost the forward battle. They were obviously a bigger pack than us, and looked capable of scoring from anywhere on the pitch. Too many errors, defensive lapses, all add up, and you can't give Hull KR that much ball and expect to come away with anything.
Yeah, it looked like we had this tactic of shooting out the line. It happened a couple of times and they just found the gap and could go through. I think first half, when we score 3 tries in the first half, you're thinking, hang on a minute, we've got a little bit about us here. But then again we go to that second half performance and I think that was the key to it. Whereas they kept the foot on the gas, we just didn't seem to have that. We didn't seem to have that ability to make possession and make territory count and make it into points. A couple of last tackle plays where you think, what's that? Why have you run that so far out? What's that kick? It just all adds up to one that we're not surprised about, because I think before this game we were saying that we weren't confident coming here. But you come away and you think, it looked quite promising in the first half, and I'm not saying the first half was brilliant, outstanding, but it was good enough when you come into a place like Hull KR to be in the game.
We matched them 3 tries apiece, and do you know what? We looked more lively in that first half, it has to be said, but you can't make the errors that we've made. Missed tackles, people shooting out the line. Listen, we're going to have to discuss Lewis Dodd. He's come back in the team today. Has he improved us?
Mixed bag from him, wasn't it? He started off so well, lovely ball to Wellesby to set him through, and then it seemed like he was trying to get hold of the game right at the end of the second half, and in between there were some kicks. I think where we've been watching the game from today, some of them along the deck. You're thinking, there's no pressure on that kick. There's no.
Nobody's on the same sheet.
But the fullback isn't under pressure to field it. It's not one that's tough. It's not one that's hugging the touchline. Listen, with all the rumour that's about him, you're just hoping for him to come back in and almost want to outplay Mikey Lewis. He probably does go out there wanting to outplay him, but he's definitely second best today.
There's one early in the second half, and it's on the last, and he carries the ball forward, and you think, you know what, you're taking it to the line and going to put a late kick in, and then wafts his foot at it.
I think that was first half. I think it was first half because it was down here. But it just. I think people will be able to tell I'm exasperated. I'm struggling for kind of how that game just went for us.
It gets away from you. Listen, it's not the game-defining moment by any means at all, but there's one where it's stupidity. It's like KR gets to the last play, and Joe Batchelor falls asleep on top of his man, and they get 6 again, and off the back of that, they score. I think they've scored off a couple of other errors as well, knock-ons. I think there was one from Percy, the one from Jack Wellesby. Collectively, poor across the board, generally. Best standouts, I thought Sione had a really good stint.
Well, Jack's
Jack
first
Wellesby's-
half,
Jack- yeah.
especially his
Jack.
first half, that was him injecting himself into the game and doing what he does best. And like, you're not blaming him for the second half and not being able to quite do that, because I feel like as a unit we dropped off. But yet Sione, I think Matty Lee's had a good stint. I think you look even like Conrad. Dangerous near the line. You're not stopping him from like that type of distance when he's gone over first and second half. But you're right, it's the discipline again, and not just the discipline of giving tackles away, it's wrapping up the ball in the tackle. How many offloads did they have again, like compared to what we've had? But it's frustrating.
You almost think, like, obviously, I think the penalty count today was 7-0. A little bit lopsided maybe, but you almost think as an opposition coach, if you say when you're playing Saints, keep it clean, don't give them any field position, and you'll be sound.
So why aren't we doing that? I'm sorry, the referee isn't giving penalties away just for the sake of giving penalties away. That's not what he's here to do.
Listen, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any decision given against us today. That.
But possibly, I think the
one
one that
knock
we'd
on,
argue was the knock on in the
early in the first half.
But
generally a sound game.
Yeah, we've seen it live, and we're going off that one and trying to watch it on the big screen as well. We've not got the luxury of watching it back and back and back. It's just it's disappointing, because there's a lot of stuff that we talk about and we give our opinion on every single week, and I'm sorry that I keep on saying a lot of the same things over and over again, but it seems to be what I'm seeing. It seems to be that issue over and over again, that we just need to be tighter, we need to be not shooting out of the line, stopping the offloads, and then just do the basics well. When you've got a last tackle play and it's going across and it ends up in James Bell's hands and he's trying an inside ball to Matty Lees, I'm sorry, that should be going out to your half-back, who's then Lewis Dodd, who's the next one along, for him to put a kick in. It shouldn't be stopping at your 13. And
we say the defence has been so good this season statistically, yes, but Wigan aside, the other couple of occasions we've come up against good attacking sides, Warrington and Hull KR, they've showed us up a little bit.
They have, and you can't just keep on hoping that your defence is going to get you out of games. As I say, there's green shoots that first half where you think, hang on, we're in the game here, we're still in the game, we've not been blown away, we've got a chance. And then in that second half, we weren't at the races, and Hull KR absolutely were.
I've seen a tweet coming in on the reactions after the game saying we're 2 props short. We are, but one of them's Alex Walmsley and one of them's Iggy Parsi, and we're really missing your size in the pack. Is it time that we have to reset a little bit? Do you try and bring Noah Stevens in just because he's going to give you some physical size?
Possibly, but you've got a big second rower who's doing a stint at prop in Curtis Sirinen, and he's only coming on in the second half, like into the second half, not on the hooter. He runs out and they've made that swap at half time. So why are you not making that? Why are you not freshening that up a little bit? And
I almost look at Joe Batchelor at times as well, and it looks like we've put some size into him. Is the intention there because we're looking to spell him at prop or to help out in the forwards? But does that come at a detriment to the thing that has made Joe Batchelor so good for us, which is his line running and his speed going through those gaps?
And he's like kick chasing and things like that, possibly because he does look bigger. He does look bigger than he has done in previous seasons. I just think all round there's one or two things that we just need to fix up on. They're not necessarily massive,
but there's a lot of questions and we haven't necessarily got the answers.
Oh, absolutely not. We can try and give opinion on them and say, yeah, maybe that's the whole reason of bulking the likes of Joe Batchelor up. Why have we left Curtis on till the end? Because we wanted more as an impact coming on, possibly. But I just think if you've got someone of that size and you're struggling for prop forwards, why is he not coming on earlier? Is it because of Morgan Knowles being sin-binned? Is it because we're just waiting and we think, well, we don't need to use him just yet? I mean, the game was getting away from us. He didn't have any opportunity to make his mark on that game. In fact, I think the best thing that he actually did was be in the line when they tried offloading and it went straight to him. And that's not his fault. That's just how the game's flowed for him.
Tommy Makinson misses out today. Obviously got chicken pox. Triton finally gets his chance. I thought he went all right.
He's done not very much wrong though today, and he's done his chances an absolute world of good of being that option on the wing.
That's where, if Tommy's fit this next week, is where Wello's going to have a little bit of a decision to make, because I think Wonga's gone all right on the other wing as well. Harrell's been lethal near the line. Percy's Percy. So who do you leave out that back line?
Yeah, it is a tough one, but I think you're right. Ritson was always going to get his chance, and today, while we've not seen loads of him going forward, in that first half against Ryan Hall, he was forcing errors for him, he was making tackles, and it looked like he was saying, I've got a point to prove here. And he's done exactly that. I don't think he's done his chances of staying in next week against Castleford any harm whatsoever. Because if you've got any type of doubts with Tommy, you just leave teeing. Yeah. You absolutely leave teeing. And I think with the exception of getting beaten for a high ball for one of their tries by Ryan Hall, I think it might have been.
Which is no real shame.
Which is no real shame in it. No, apart from that, that's the only thing that you'd probably put a mark against his name. Is that his fault? No.
Hull KR, they soundly beat Wigan last week. They've soundly beat us here today. It's fair to say they're the trophy contenders.
Yeah, they've got to be in the conversation about when you look at coming to playoffs, when you look at coming to grand finals. They just seem to have strike from all over the park.
The way they're going, if they can force a home playoff here, this is a very, very dangerous place to come to.
Well, I wouldn't want to come here in a playoff game. Imagine this place.
Probably outside of going to Catalan, probably the toughest place you'd want to go.
This is one of those, and I say it in the kindest possible way, it's horrible grounds to come to because it is so partisan. It is the atmosphere, they're on top of it all the time. I mean, you've got people, they're haranguing the ref, and listen, they're just giving their voice, but they're haranguing the ref, they're on top of your players. They are absolutely giving everything they can and being that extra man for the team. Fair play to them because they're getting it right here. They're absolutely getting it right. You look at like the pitch over there and Craven Street, and look at the number of people who are still knocking about after the game.
Players all coming out onto the pitch, autographs, pictures, good community club.
They're doing it absolutely right, and fair play to them. This is what Super League needs.
Not really much else you can say apart from we were bossed.
Yep. No
excuses whatsoever.
Let's get on the 62 and let's hope that it's a clear run through Hull. That'll be a positive to take.
Listen, one thing I want to say, a little bit of trouble in the away end at the end. I'm not sure the logistics of the way they split that end work. There's a staircase that comes down right next to the Hull KR fans. Just block that off and send Saints fans the other way. Both sets of fans involved. Listen, we've been soundly peace and just get off and go home.
Yeah. It's unfortunate to see, isn't it?
Happy birthday, 50th birthday to Peter Elder. If you've really suffered watching to the end of this, you deserve your birthday cheer.
Not much of a present for him, that result, is it?
All the best, Peter.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll be back during the week for a Redvee TV reaction. Catch you soon.